All right, so thankfully I'm all booed up, as are you, you know, but it is not easy to date nowadays, okay? That is why two podcasters came together to create a new card game to help spark some interesting conversations and eliminate some dull moments.
Yeah, so today we are joined by Kiki Said So and Medinah, Monroe, the creators of the card game. I'm curious to know, hi. Thanks for hanging with us. This is awesome. Yeah, so I think it's so cool you created this card game, and it just really like helps lessen the anxiety around dating, which we know happens a lot.
Yes.
Tell us all about how it kind of happened.
Well, we both like playing discussion card games, and we have a ton of questions, and then we worked a little segment into our podcast where we were just asking our guests these questions and asking each other these questions. And so we were trying to think of a product that would have some longevity that we could sell, and that's how we came up with it. And so we decided to take some of those questions that we've been asking in the show, and then just our own questions, and we like to mix it up with things that'll make you like dig really deep. Some of the surface level questions, some of the more
uncomfortable questions that you might not. You want to blame somebody else when you ask certain questions. Like, I don't want them to think that I want to know this, but you maybe need to know it.
Yeah.
Another thing is dating is hard. It can be, maybe your first impression isn't your best impression, and you need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
So,
interesting. Okay, now, of course, we are talking about dating, but I think if the pandemic taught us anything is that all sorts of relationships are important. They're important to foster them, to make sure that they are healthy. So talk to me about how this card game could also work if you're trying to strengthen your friendships.
So I actually played it at a bachelorette party one weekend when I went to Mexico for a friend who just got married. And we just took out some of the questions that are obviously specific to somebody that you're in a relationship with. And it still helped us to kind of understand how we view certain things that happen in life, or where we are on the inside, because sometimes you don't always check in with your friends and see how they're feeling or understand why they approach things the way that they do in life. And it just really gives you some insight into who the people are that you call friends.
Yeah, that's great. I play like discussion card games with my friends and my partner who I've been with for like 10 years. And it's so nice because sometimes it's like questions that you maybe just wouldn't ask out of the blue, but it can lead to really good discussions, even when it's people you see all the time.
Exactly.
Before you know, you think you're going to get through the whole deck, but in one game setting, you might just get through 3 cards because one card stemmed to a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
So that's what you want out of it. You want people to really dig deep.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you guys podcast together too. So you guys talk all about real life dating experiences, and obviously some things kind of go horribly wrong sometimes, and you can laugh about it. Do you have any funny stories you can share?
Yeah, so unfortunately we have so many. So I'm single, and I'm always trying to find new ways to meet guys. And so this one happened a few years back. I was on a dating app, and I matched with a guy. We chatted for a little while. He looked handsome in his pictures. Everything seemed okay. He insisted that we go to a food truck festival. I'm a foodie. That sounds like a good, easy first date. There's not going to be a lot of pressure. We'll be outside. It's so easy. He insists that he picks me up. So the guy is 6'6", and he's driving like a Fiat. And I was like, now how did you get in here? Because it's looking like a clown car, but whatever. It's an efficient vehicle. We can work with it. So we get to the food truck festival. Now, I would think, or I thought, that going to the festival, we were going to try the food trucks. Nope. He had a picnic basket with sandwiches from Publix and some hot beverages for us to watch other people enjoy the trucks. I don't know if he wanted to look at the paint jobs or what was going on. So I also noticed that he looked a lot older in real life than his pictures. And so I was like, you know, okay, we can still work with this. It's not bad, but obviously these pictures are old. You guys, when he took his hat off, I realized he had sprayed on his hair. Now, we live in Atlanta. The food truck festival is in Atlanta. It's hot. It's like 90-something degrees in July in the middle of Piedmont Park, and his face is like dripping hair.
My gosh.
So I was like, oh, well, let me go to one of the trucks and see who has napkins to help you with that. So I went to the truck, and I just called an Uber and left.
Oh, good.
Yes, I left. I'd had enough.
Oh, my
That is
goodness.
crazy. That's so. Let me
That
tell you my
is bad.
story.
Yeah, sure.
There was a man that I was dating, and we were going on our first trip together. We get to the airport separately. I'm so excited. I'm like, this is the first time that I'm going on a trip with you. I'm excited. He bought himself a first class ticket, and he got me a coach ticket. And I didn't know until we got there and we're boarding. We board the flight, and I'm like group 8 or something, and he's like, they call first class, and he's like, okay, I'll see you on the plane. I was like,
Well, where are you going?
wait, where are we didn't do this together. We get on the plane. I still go. I should have left like you did. Should've called Uber.
You were in shock, girl. You were like, what's happening?
But I still want to go on the trip.
I go and I board the plane. I'm like walking past him in first class, and I'm like, okay. I go sit down in my coach seat, and there was this little old woman sitting next to me, and we talked during the flight.
Yeah.
He brings me a drink in the back of the plane, and I take it. I'm excited. I was younger then. And the little lady next to me, she was like, "Are you traveling with this gentleman?" And I said, "Yes." He had already turned away and walked. He was proud. He was like, I'm courting her."
Oh, my
And she was
God.
like, "I know your mother raised you better. She would be ashamed if she knew you were doing this." And she patted me on my knee and she was like, "Do better, sweetie." And I was like,
Oh, my God.
a great lesson.
Now, we only have about 30 seconds left, so we have to hear about the show in Seattle. Talk to us about when it is and what people can expect.
Absolutely. We will be at the Crocodile. The show starts at 6, doors open at 4. Everything that you want to talk pertaining to dating, you will hear Kiki and I share some personal experiences.
Yeah.
A lot of audience participation.
We have games. You'll have a chance to ask us questions, and there's a meet and greet at the end. So there's a lot of good things in store at this show.
Sounds like so much fun. Kiki and Medinah, thank you so much. This has been so much fun having you on here
Thank you for
today.
having us.
Yeah, I loved hearing those wild stories. And we've got a link with more info on their show and their card game called I'm Curious to Know up on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live. Thanks again.